So making yourself comfortable in front of the painting in the studio. Just allowing yourself to feel the contact of your body with whatever's holding you up right now. Perhaps just taking a few deeper breaths in and longer breaths out, just to allow yourself to become fully present. Giving yourself permission to be here fully with this painting right now. Being really interested in how it is for you to spend time with this piece of art. So when you're ready, taking your attention fully to the painting now, and perhaps resting your gaze on the face of the lady portrayed here. Taking your time to notice the texture of the skin, the light in the eyes. Does this woman remind you of anybody? Really paying attention to her facial expression. Perhaps imagining what it might be like to be her sitting in that space. Perhaps imagining the feel of the texture of the clothing that she's wearing. How might the air feel on the skin? Noticing the points of contact of the hands with her face and each other. The elbows on the legs. Perhaps imagining how that might be. What she might be thinking and feeling. What smells might there be in the room? What sounds might she be hearing? And now paying attention to all the different textures depicted here. Noticing softness. Anything that seems as if it would be hard to the touch. Paying attention to colour, just noticing how many different colours you can see here. Perhaps picking out one colour now, and then having a look in the room or the space that you're in to see if you can pick out the same colour in your immediate environment. And as you bring your attention back to the painting, really noticing all the objects that are here. The size and the shape of things. What they appear to be made out of. And the textures. And considering the light. The play of light and shadow, perhaps seeing the real contrast between the two. Is it possible to widen your gaze now to look at the picture as a whole? Is there anything else to see? Just allowing your eyes to wander around, noticing how the painting reveals itself to you over time, the longer you spend with it. Checking in with yourself now, and being curious about your response to being with this painting. How does your body feel? What are your thoughts right now? Who do you imagine the lady is? And the artist who painted her? What do you think the relationship is between the artist and the lady? What is the artist trying to show about themselves and the lady in the painting? Here is Helena Cox, curator, to tell you more about this work in the studio.
In the Studio was painted by Fred Elwell, an Edwardian artist born in Beverley and educated in Lincoln, Antwerp and Paris. After living in London for a while, Fred Elwell moved back to his beloved Beverley in East Riding of Yorkshire. This is where he met Mary Holmes, the wife of a wealthy local businessman, Alfred Holmes, who commissioned Fred to paint Mary's portrait. Their meeting was life-changing. First, all three became close friends and spent many sunlit holidays together. Mary was a painter herself, although as a woman she was denied most of the professional artistic education that Fred benefited from. Fred and Mary shared a deep passion for painting and a taste for traditional figurative art. When Mary's husband died, he allegedly gave his blessings for Fred and Mary to join their lives. And this is exactly the time when Fred painted in the studio. Fred Elwell was a brilliant portraitist, and his mastery is clearly visible on Mary's face. He painted Mary with a half smile, with an expression of someone who experienced grief but is now ready to start a new chapter in their life. Mary's posture is elegant yet relaxed, captured in beautiful hues of greys and browns, and with Mary's face as if lit up from behind. The most important feature of the painting is the fact that Fred decided to portray his fiancée in her studio, showing Mary's palette and brushes. By doing this, Fred acknowledged and honored the fact that Mary was a painter in her own right, and celebrated her not only as his future wife, but primarily as a professional artist. The Elwells got married in 1914, just as the First World War broke out. They've spent their honeymoon in Scarborough, where both painted stunning seascapes. After the war, the Elwells travelled to the continent every summer and painted French, Italian and Spanish sceneries side by side in plein air. Fred Elwell's In the Studio remains one of the most striking artworks at Beverley Art Gallery, charming in its intimate beauty. Beverley Art Gallery is dedicated to celebrating the artistic legacy of both Fred and Mary equally, exhibiting their art alongside each other in our permanent display, now called The Elwells, a Partnership in Paint.